Hey guys!
In the last video, Brandon asked me juicy questions. In this video, I'm going to be asking him juicy questions. Let's get started. What's the first thing you notice in a girl? Like, what was the first thing you noticed in me? Or like in a girl, if you find them attractive?
Hair and face. Like I noticed your long blonde hair and like pretty smile, and, like from there.
Do guys care about girls having hairy legs or body hair?
It doesn't bug me as much as I think you think it does, but I mean, if you genuinely like did not shave for a long time, that would be gross.
Yeah.
But like prickly does not. I don't think most guys care about just like you being a little prickly.
Which do you prefer, breast or butt?
Boobs. You can grow a butt. It's hard to grow boobs.
That's true.
Kind of, you got them or you don't. But you can always, if you want a bigger butt, grow one. If you don't, you can slim it. Like, it's variable.
I mean, nowadays you can buy a butt and you can buy boobs too.
That is true.
I think we're talking about natural right now.
Naturally, boobs are a blessing, not something you can like go to the gym and get.
Yeah.
You can grind to getting a big butt if you want one.
Does body hair down there matter to you?
A little bit. Completely ungroomed is probably not the way. But again, like any body hair for me, it's just like a little bit of prickliness doesn't matter that much. But like, if you went like months or something and it was like a jungle down there. I'm not a wilderness explorer.
What is the most attractive thing that a girl can wear?
I mean,
like
depends. Like as a girl, just in general.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say you. It's nothing.
Like, is it a dress or is it jeans and like a shirt?
I'd say dresses.
Is it a tight dress? Is it like a flowy long dress? Is it like a short dress like I have on now that's like kind of puffy?
It just depends. I just feel like classy, modest dresses are prettier than other outfits. It's all dependent on the person and what they can wear and what looks good on their body. I would say it's some dress. Each person's a little different on what they can wear, but
yeah, that makes sense. What do you really think about me having a period? Like, is it gross or is it just like, what do you think about it?
So blood is gross to me, but it's not like, ooh, it's a period. It's just like, could literally cut your finger and I'm gonna be a little grossed out because I just don't like blood. So other than that, it doesn't bug me. I mean, it's a good thing to have. It means your healthy reproductive system, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't bug me.
That's good. Are you fine with doing it?
Yeah.
On my period?
Yeah. You're not fertile on it, so extra double whammy.
Is it wrong for a girl to pursue a guy?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
Guys are more open to that than girls would think.
Yeah, because a lot of guys are really nervous.
Yeah.
Too.
That is one thing that guys try to front, that we're like enjoying the pursuit in the game, but some guys just want to know that they're wanted and not have to play games to do it. Like, they play the games because everyone tells them that like dating's a game or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, oh, you gotta play it cool, don't get too clingy, this or that. A lot of guys just want to find a girl that likes them back and they can genuinely grow with. And then like, if you just play games with each other, you don't pursue him in return, it's like, you're not gonna build a great relationship from that.
Yeah.
Again, if you're dating in like your 20s rather than like high school. Some people know what they want already. I think it's good if a girl is upfront with like, are you wanting to pursue me or wanting to pursue a relationship, or are we like just wasting time right now? Because some guys will casually date and a girl may not be into that. Yeah. And you should just be upfront, both sides, about what you want out of it, and then like just move on if it's not what you want.
This question's obvious, I feel like. Do guys like cuddling more or doing it more?
Doing it. Cuddling's just a step on the way.
What is your favorite hairstyle for a girl to wear?
Long.
Like just long down?
I don't know. Curled or half up, half down, or
like this?
Yeah, that's
or
cute.
Or like the other way I had it earlier?
Any of them. Like, I just feel like just girls that put effort into their hairstyles look good.
Yeah.
Like, longer hair has always been more of my thing.
Yeah. Do you prefer when I wear makeup or when I do not wear makeup?
It doesn't bug me. Like, either way. Like, I don't care. I really don't. Like, I find you attractive either way. I think sometimes it's cool when you don't, because you don't just not wear makeup for anybody, if that makes sense. Like, when it's just us at home chilling and you're not wearing any makeup, it's like I have access to a part of you that like normal people don't. Like,
Yeah.
they don't just see you lounging around at home in pajamas and no makeup.
Yeah.
So. But then when you're glammed up and pretty for a day, it's really attractive too.
Do you prefer girls to be clingy or have some distance from you?
I don't know. I'm clingier.
Yeah, so do you prefer me to be like super clingy to you, or do you like how I give you distance?
I don't know. If you were like clingy to the point where it's like you can't hang out with friends and you can't play a video game or you can't do this, I would rather have a little distance than none at all. But I don't mind, and I enjoy feeling needed at times too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a healthy medium. Like, don't
Yeah.
be too much of either.
Yeah,
But I feel like
exactly.
both is kind of like a turn off if you're too extreme one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. What's a big turn off for you?
There's not a ton. I don't know. That's a hard question. I don't know. I think I can think of something. So like in general, I feel like guys find extreme immodesty or vulgar, like just like swearing and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And girls kind of unattractive. It's kind of a traditional thought process, but like girls should have some level of modesty and class to them. For me at least, I find them attractive. If they're like gorgeous, quote unquote, but they have an extreme potty mouth and they just like joke very poorly and vulgar, like, and not attractive.
Yeah. Do you think it's okay for girls, if they're married, to have guy friends?
Not really. I know how guys think.
Yeah.
And I feel like guys aren't respectful of boundaries super well. So it's less of me trusting you and more of just trusting you being around men.
Yeah. What thoughts go through your head when I'm being a little bit cranky on my period?
A lot. I'm just kidding. If I genuinely know it's because of your period, sometimes I'll laugh it off, and I even will tell you, I'm like, you're so grouchy today, and you just kind of laugh too. Other times I'm like, why can a hormone make someone so grouchy when they're normally not? And I just like question life. I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. But it is crazy that like hormones can change someone's personality so heavily.
Yeah.
When it's like literally something can be a non-issue, and it's like I say the words hello when you're on your period, not that specific, and you can just be grouchy off the bat, and I'm like, what did I do? A lot goes through my mind. It depends on my day and my mood on whether I handle it well and my thoughts are like good about it, like okay, like I'll be understanding, I understand why she's acting the way she is, or I can get like upset and be like, she can't treat me like that just because she has a period, and then I'll like argue back, which doesn't help at all. So it's like a fine line.
Why is it hard for men to express their emotions?
I would say for guys it's hard because we feel that we have to have it together, and to talk about something that's bugging us almost makes us feel like lesser than what we should be, because we have the burden of feeling like we should be like the strong person in the relationship or the provider. All those things are true, but we buy into the lie that like having emotions or being upset or struggling with like sadness or anxiety or something like makes us lesser of a human being because of it. So we're like, dang, I probably shouldn't talk to anyone about these things, because then they'll know that I'm not that good of a provider or I'm not that strong of a man. And then also worrying about not being like understood. If you were to come say that and then like talk about your emotions and then someone just invalidate them, you'd be like, what the heck? Like, I shouldn't said anything in the first place.
Do you think a lot of teenage boys / like college boys are peer pressured into the hookup culture? Like, oh, if you don't do it, you're not cool.
Yeah, I would say less for me in high school, but it did happen to a little bit. I think the more you grow, the more it's pressured. But like, people are just shocked that like, oh, you haven't slept with her yet? Or like, why wouldn't, you haven't done anything yet? Like, what's the point of dating then? It's very much a pressure of guys wanting to brag amongst other guys about what they've done, and then like making the people who haven't done anything feel bad about themselves, like they're doing something wrong. So you're definitely peer pressured into it. I remember one conversation I specifically had was with a guy who, after he found out that we were like waiting till marriage, he was like, dude, I respect that a lot because I kind of felt pressured after dating someone for a while that is the next step. And he said it was so underwhelming and he wished he'd never done it. And I was like, that's the encouragement that should be talked about rather than the other way around of like some guy just bragging that they finally got to hook up with someone. There's so many people that regret it and then they just kind of like try to fill that void with more and more and more. And it's like, just stand your ground. Easier said than done, but just hold fast to what you believe in.
What's your least favorite clothing item that I own?
I don't know. Is there anything I've commented on? I don't know. There's like some stuff you've had since like middle school that's just out of style. But you don't wear them out because you know they are out of style.
Yeah.
You have a pair of pajama pants that both of us can fit inside. And you just tie it as tight as you can. And they literally fit both of us. We've tried it. But nothing that I like legitimately am like, ew, you're wearing that.
What's the best thing a girl can do on the first date?
I would say ask questions and show interest, even the boring stuff at first, just to get to know them. But also like talk about yourself too. Like I think it's a good balance. Because I feel like some girls let the guy talk too much sometimes. Especially because guys can go on and on about things. Not in a rude way, but just also like letting yourself be known in addition to whatever the topics are on.
Yeah.
And changing the topics if necessary if the guy's like going on and on about something. Because sometimes we're just nervous, so we're rambling.
Yeah, that's true.
But like if you have a targeted question, we might be like, heck yeah, like finally someone who's like coming up with a different topic because I'm struggling here, so.
Is that what you did in our first?
I don't remember.
Was the wedding night awkward as virgins?
No. Not for us.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Any tips on getting through the hard times?
It depends, because there's like short hard times and then there's more like seasons of hard times. And I'd say for the short hard times, think about whether it will matter in a week or in a month or anything like that, and be like, is it really worth this argument? Is it really worth this? And then for the longer hard times, in premarital counseling, the guy was like, you'll end up being married to one person, but it'll feel like over 7 different people over the course of your life, because everyone's brain just changes over time and experiences sculpt them into different people. It might just be a season of y'all's compatibility shifting, but not like whether y'all are right for each other still or not. You just have to realize that people change and you chose to commit to that person, not to how they like acted. Like you committed to them as an individual and them as like a human being, not like someone who makes you feel happy all the time. Like there might be seasons of just arguments, but that doesn't change the commitment. Yeah, short term, just like let things go if they're not worth dying on, and then long term realizing you change and she changes, and sometimes you might be the person that changed and that's why you're getting upset. It's because you've changed, not her doing something wrong, or vice versa. She might have changed and it might have been a good change that you're just not comfortable with yet. So it's just like realizing that we're all human.
Yeah. And
not putting unrealistic expectations on your partner to make you feel full. No human or action can ever make you feel whole inside. And if you start putting that pressure on your significant other, you're literally making them position of God, and they'll never live up to it, and you'll always be upset, and your emotions will just be like highs and lows, and then you'll just be not content.
Why do you think a lot of men are afraid to settle down and get married?
The fear is getting stuck with a decision that you're like, man, what if it would be better elsewhere? Like, what if I would be happier with someone else or something like that? And given there's a lot of guy culture that is like, get with a lot of people and like date around and casually date and all that, I think it's even more on a guy's mind than it is a girl's about, do I want to make this decision? Do I want to settle down? I think that's probably why. It wasn't ever a fear for me though, because I can see why guys feel that way, especially if they started like buying into it being more fun to not settle down. But I think that's kind of like a more of a modern lie that's come across. Like, marriage is a lot more fun and fulfilling than people paint it out to be in nowadays. Like, I think if you ask your grandparents and like their level of culture, like that was people's desire, was to like get married. And I think that like there was a lot of like more optimism going into it because everyone talks so highly of it. And now it's like, on my bachelor party, I was wearing a groom hat, and there was like random people being like, you still get out while you can. And it's like men thinking they're being well-meaning because maybe they had a divorce or they feel miserable. And it's like, I don't know, those voices tend to be the loudest. And I think that's why guys are like afraid of it, is they're like, have heard from grouchy people that are like stuck in a disgruntled marriage, and not from the people that are genuinely happy in their marriages.
What is some practical dating advice?
Practical? I haven't dated in so long. I'm just kidding.
We're still dating.
Be intentional no matter who you are when the relationship. Know what you want and to date with a purpose. I think that leads to more lasting relationships. I think most people who get a good relationship go in with like a purpose, and they date like intentionally for what they want, who they want, set up like the boundaries that they need for that relationship, and stay regular with one another and make that person your person.
Any tips on how to be less shy in a relationship?
Just be yourself, because in the long run, in order to actually experience what it is to be fully loved, you need to be fully known by your partner. If that's uncomfortable to you, that's okay, because it should be at times, but grow in that and grow in what you're gonna show yourself, your personality, who you're at, like to your core, to the person you're dating or getting married to or are married to, because you'll never really experience like the beauty of what like marriage can be without coming out of your shell and not hiding part of yourself. That's it for this juicy Q&A with my husband. So, thank y'all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Bye.